hunch, but I bet defense spending tends to go towards Alabama. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm just shot in the dark.
Could be Huntsville.
Yeah.
I
haven't been there lately. Been about 2 years.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years since anywhere.
Yeah.
49 days.
Is it 49 days now? I'm on federal probation, Doug. That's what we're talking about.
Doug, are you unaware?
No, I'm not aware of this. What you're on federal probation for? What happened?
Well, he started a fake cryptocurrency.
That's not true.
I wish it had been something that made sense. Possession of marijuana. I got 2 months of federal prison and 2 years federal probation for possession of half an ounce of marijuana. 50 days, 4 hours, 25 minutes, 23 seconds until I'm a free man.
Hell yeah.
Wow, dude, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I just moved from a state where it was just legal. So it's weird that people are going to... Wait, you went to federal prison?
Yeah, federal prison.
What happened?
I beat the state charges, so they just pushed it up to the federal level. Because of the way the search warrant was written, the state charges weren't going to stick. But because I own firearms, they could make it a federal case. And the search warrant didn't need to be applied. They just automatically had the right technically to search my house. So they they were like, oh, we searched his house because of this thing, not because of that thing we said before. And so then finding my bong or whatever they found at my house, and I think it was a gram of weed at my house, that stuck. So
dude,
I had 14 grams of it was concentrate, but that doesn't matter on a federal level. Marijuana is marijuana on a federal level. So
it's horrible. And I mean, the drug war is one of the dumbest wars that America's ever fought. It's so stupid. It's a victimless crime. Weed doesn't even have bad health consequences.
Oh, silly. We're about to win.
Any day now.
Kyle, on a federal level, explain. I'm curious about this. What if I had, I don't know how much a freshly made brownie weighs. Would it weigh like 2.5 pounds, maybe?
Like a whole tray of brownies? Let's say, yeah, it's like, yeah.
So I would have 2.5 pounds of pot. You're
goddamn right. And not just federal, state as well. That's why you do not want edibles in in an illegal state. I say where they're not legal, because they're
heavy.
And sometimes they'll weigh the container. Like one of the I'm not saying they do that
around here.
Yeah, right.
That is such cheatery.
I'm not saying they do that with edibles, but I've seen it happen where the guy would have this infinitesimal amount of crack cocaine, for example, and it's and I don't remember the exact details, but it's 1 gram of crack is a felony. Let's just say that's the number. But less than a gram, it's still a misdemeanor, I guess. You would think any amount of crack. But anyway, maybe it was meth, maybe it was coke, but whatever. But when they weigh the baggie with the twist tie, it gets just over that level. And he's like, "You're weighing the bag. You're weighing the bag. Come on, I can't smoke the bag." And they're like, "Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're weighing the bag. We're weighing the bag. You're going to prison." Yeah, it's there's a lot of nonsense that goes on. But yeah, I got to go to federal prison, so that's the bonus in all of this. So I got lots of fun stories out of that. Made some new friends that I'm not technically allowed to speak to because I'm a felon. But it was a good time.
I know we probably don't even have a way to contact him, but
post
probation, would you be able to get Snow on the show? Is that a thing that's possible, or don't mess with it?
I think so. Maybe I'll try. I have my notepad that I was writing stuff, my notepad from prison. And in that I had the names of all my buddies in there and their contact information. This one guy had a daughter who ran a podcast to fight the war on drugs, but I looked it up. She had 100 viewers or some shit. And he was like, you should go on her show. And I'm like, I sure will, giant black man. I sure will.
First thing I do when I get out.
First thing I do. I'm not even going to shower. I'm going to call your daughter. Oh, I can't pronounce this. Oh, nice. Oh my. But yeah, I've got Snow's real name. Snow was a large Mexican man who protected my asshole in prison for me in exchange for just working out with him every day. And he ran with a Mexican street gang, and he was in for trafficking several pounds of methamphetamine. And they say that when you go to a prison camp, you're not in there with any violent offenders. What they mean is you're not in there with anyone who was convicted of a violent offense. So Snow's confessing murders to me out on the yard, like another guy.
Ouch! Putting Snow on blast here. Let's.
Nobody knows Snow's real name but me. Okay, and I can barely pronounce it. I can barely pronounce it. It's written down in the other room though. Yeah, I was just we're out there walking, and Snow would drop hard in bombs on the yard, and I'm just like, does he think that I like have his back out here? It's like, he should know I don't.
That's how you get. That's how you get your ass
relationship.
beat defending N-word use of a Hispanic man.
Yeah, like I
It's
don't know
not as bad as if I was saying it. I don't think. You know,
Like, I can just we would be
There
within
are tears.
earshot of African Americans, and this man's dropping hard R's, and I'm back there like, I hope when they finally turn around and start stabbing, they know they heard that Cholo accent and they know that it wasn't my white ass. Like
You can do a Cholo accent.
I
You would have
can
been
do a
guilty
Cholo
by
accent, but I didn't do the accent in prison.
That seems like a good hill to die on. You know, you look back on your life like this is the spot.
Me and Snow, we're going down.
Why shouldn't Snow be able to say it? You're right.
No, Snow
I
tosses
thought
me a
this was
blade.
America. I thought this was America.
I mean,
Yeah,
that situation would come down to whoever the bigger person was. If Snow was more jacked, you'd have his back.
Snow was
If the
fucking
other
jacked.
guy was more jacked and he had more people behind him, you got to be like Snow. Very uncool, man. You should
Kyle,
be more
who
PC.
wins? Current Kyle or Snow? Arm wrestling.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Who wins, current Kyle or Snow knife fight?
Snow has been in more knife fights than me. So I would say
How many
that
have
he
you
had
been in?
0. And Snow had stab wounds, and he was always talking about, yeah, I was up in the medium, and this guy wanted to have a knife fight. Pulled that, he tried to chank me. He said instead of shank, he says chank. Tried to chank me, and I was like, throw him up, bro, throw him up. I want to box that N-word, and and I'm sitting there like, yeah, I know how that is when an N-word wants to chank you. Yes.
Meanwhile, you're holding Harry Potter in the
I'm
Chamber
literally
of
reading
Secrets.
Harry Potter. I'm literally just trying to sit in my bunk and read my fucking books and like watch 60 days go past as fast as they possibly can. And this fucking cholo from Mexico who's in for fucking trafficking ice is talking about whacking like a different Mexican street gang, which I won't mention, but just all sorts of nonsense. Talking about AK-47s and shit and cars and drive-by shootings. Just
And this is because you had how much weed?
14 grams.
Okay, so this seems like an appropriate response to that. Let's get you in there with Snow. Two criminals. We both know that at the federal level. I mean, these guys are pretty much the same guy.
A few of the guards recognize me and they're like, "Hey, Kyle, you're the Kyle from the internet, right?" I'm like, yeah. What are you doing? And I'm like, I don't fucking know, man, but you got to stop being so friendly with me. Could you like pat me down or something?
Hit me. Please hit me.
Please hit me with a baton. Please hit me with a baton.
I also love just claiming that. Are you Kyle from the internet? Yeah. I'm Kyle. If there's an internet Kyle, it's me. I'm just kind of number one, you know.
You may know me from online.
Exactly.
I'm the one with like 1 billion views that was in the Super Bowl commercial. That's me. So it's like,
and you're modest too.
Yeah, I mean, like 3 prison guards are like recognize me. I was so happy that none of the prisoners recognized me because maybe they thought maybe they'd be like, oh, maybe you can put some money in my commissary. I'm looking to get some Cheetos this month, and I'm all out. Nobody's trying to run any scams on me, at least, or anything. So I don't know. It was an interesting
you would have
time.
been able to like make some nice inroads just talking about guns with anyone who was really into it because you're so knowledgeable on that topic. They could be like, "Oh, I shoot a fucking whatever the hell," and you'd be like, "Really? Well, when you're trying to kill a N-word in your parlance, you should
in your parlance."
Guys,
Yeah,
what kind of show did I get invited on to today?
Oh, we are so politically correct. Don't worry. We call him Arnold Schwarzenegger African American.
That is so inappropriate. That's ballsy for Snow to be saying the N-word.
It's getting pretty dicey out here. Getting dicey out here in the PKA streets.
I'm feeling it. Yeah, it was a rough time, but like I said, 50 days left or whatever I said. And I'm immediately like leaving the state of Georgia and getting out. I've got a big vacation plan going to Colorado, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Really, because I love marijuana. It's a big part of my happy zone. It's I really enjoy it.
It's so interesting how different people have different effects with it. I wish I liked marijuana because it would be so much healthier than alcohol. and alcohol is my drug of choice for sure.
Mhm.
But every time I smoke weed, I just get such bad anxiety. And there's always some guy that says, "Bro, you just need to try this strain, bro. You hit the sativas, bro. You need to hit some indica." That's where. No, I've tried all the strains. I'm good. It just doesn't work for me. I get so stressed out and anxious, and I start to think weird shit. If I'm in a group setting and people start laughing, I look at them and I'm zoned in. Yeah, that fucker is laughing at me, isn't he? Yeah, he is.
Everyone's looking at me.
He thinks he doesn't realize it, but I know.
I hate every drug. I never have a good time on these drugs. I don't like alcohol. I don't like pot. I don't like whatever opiate they prescribe you after surgery that you're supposed to take for 3 days and stay ahead of the pain. I hate that whole process and get off as soon as I can. And everyone tells me that I take drugs incorrectly, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I like all the fucking drugs. I've never had done a drug that I didn't enjoy. I love getting dental work. Sometimes I don't even need it. I'm like, yeah, pull that one. But, you know, if they'll hook me up with some Tylenol 3.
I take it wrong. Fentanyl is fantastic.
Well, fentanyl is amazing. That time they gave me like a morphine when I had that burn, and they had to scrub the skin off my hand. That was the most fun I've ever had. Yeah. She was just like, "Let me know when you feel anything," and she like hit me with whatever 5 cc's or whatever, and I felt it. It was just like, "Oh, this feels amazing," and I was like, "I don't feel anything," and she's like,
"The move."
Yeah, and she's like, "Really? You must have a higher tolerance." And she like loads the syringe up more. Gives me 10 cc's or whatever, and I just went, woo. I gave her like a little Ric Flair, and then like just completely lost memory of the next like 30 minutes of someone scrubbing the flesh off the back of my fucking hand, which is probably a good thing. I just remember the sensation of like this, but like no pain and barely any